Kid's gonna do an intro.
Hello, fermented folks.
Nice.
We have P. Jelly Clark, all Makatsu. We have Travis Baldry.
Today we have a really special guest, Leopoldo Gout.
Are you reeling it in and defending clowns?
I am. Earth doesn't even exist in Battlestar Galactica.
This show gives me heartburn. I was like, I loves it, I hates it.
It's called All Fluff.
Oh!
If you didn't know how I actually feel about The Mandalorian,
Don't worry,
this is it right here.
Oh yeah.
Can
you feel it?
Oh, he's muted.
Are you all
He
excited?
did it. He
Hello.
did it. It's okay. Hello, fermented folks. Clay's right there.
Hello! I'm here. What is happening right now? Do you,
That was a
you guys
dramatic
still
pause.
here?
Thank you.
Yep, we got you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, excellent. Hello,
All right.
fermented
We got
folks.
there, guys.
Welcome to the most professional podcast on the motherfucking internet, Fermented Fiction. And if you couldn't already tell from that intro, we know what the hell we're doing here. What we're doing here tonight is a book launch party for MJ Kuhn's Killswitch Protocol. Let's go.
Yeah.
So excited for
Hell
this book.
yes.
MJ the Raccoon
MJ to
in the
record.
house.
Hell yeah. There we go, Travis. Hell yeah. Way to work that soundboard. MJ, congratulations on getting another book out there. This book kicks
Yeah.
ass, and we're so excited to talk about it and debate it and give you a nice heated press conference about it. It's going to be really, really fun. And today on Fermented Fiction, we are not only joined by MJ Kuhn, who was one of our very first guests. MJ, thank you for that.
OGs. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're such an
Yeah.
OG, and we're so happy that we can celebrate you and thank you because you were one of the people that gave us confidence that we could invite legit ass guests on the show. So we really, really do appreciate you.
And it's been a delight every time I've come on. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you,
MJ
That's
is
why
so
you-
much of an OG that I don't think you can actually find the first episode we did with her.
you cannot. I deleted it because the sound quality was terrible.
But the
It's
second one,
Underground.
the second one's a
Underground.
banger. The second one's a
Like I was
banger.
picturing like you all just get in a room in someone's basement and like count it as a podcast.
Right? It was a dry run, Kaden. All right.
It
Yeah.
was. It was.
Yeah.
This was before they became fermented.
Yes, we were fermenting. That was when we were
Fermenting,
a mere starter. A mere
Yeah.
starter.
Starter.
That one's
That was
for
that was
only
our
the realist
that was our
fans.
Scobie era.
Yeah, Scobie era. Hell yeah.
There you
100%.
go.
100%.
And like a dead Scobie, you throw that shit away because it gets gross after you look
Yeah,
at
throw
it
away
for like
that
3 years
nasty
straight.
hockey puck.
Just huck that thing. Yeah, and that's what we did. But MJ, we're back, and
Oh
now
my
we
God.
have good sound quality, and we're ready to kick some ass talking about your book because it's awesome. And like I said, you were one of our first guests, and our most recent guests to date are these two that are on the screen with us right now. We got Kaden Love, and we got Adrian M. Gibson. Adrian, why don't you give us a quick introduction on who you are and what you do, and if you're drinking something with us tonight, fermenting yourself, tell us what that is. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, man. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad here to support MJ, my bestie, the Chewy to my Han Solo. MJ and I are actually co-hosts on SFF Addicts podcast.
Hell yeah,
We've
great
been doing
show.
that together for a few years, and so I'm happy to be here and support her. But in terms of me, I'm the author of Mushroom Blues, which is like I'm right at home here, and a Murder Most Fungal, which MJ's got over there, which just came out last week. And I'm also an illustrator, book designer, sometimes tattoo artist when the occasion strikes. But
Nice.
my main gig is a stay-at-home father of 2 beautiful little boys. And unfortunately, I did not have time to like grab a drink, so I'm just like fermenting my dinner. But yeah, I'm very happy to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Hell yeah, Adrian. Thank you for being here, man. We really appreciate you. Kaden, can you tell the fermented folks in the literary realm a little bit about yourself, what you do, and if you're drinking with us, what you drinking?
Yes, I am Kaden Love. I am an author, and I write books about cyberpunk tooth-eating vampires. So Tooth Sucker
Hell yeah.
is my my biggest book, and then followed by Chromatic Creep, and book 3's cover reveals tomorrow. People that recognize me, it's most likely from my Instagram content where I talk about books and do dumb things.
Sure.
Besides that, I run marathons and listen to lots of audiobooks and read. So that's me, and I have an empty water cup.
Is it empty? That's so sad.
Hey, well, see, I saw one, and I was like, "Oh, that's one." And like when Adrian and I were recording something before this, and I'm like, "Oh, I had a water cup on the other table," and I go over there and I'm like, "Oh, that's empty too." So
Go fill it up when you have a chance, man.
Yeah. you might need it tonight. You might need it tonight. We're gonna be yapping quite a bit.
Gotta hydrate, man.
Gotta stay hydrated. We gotta stay healthy on this show. You know.
Yeah.
Jeremy.
Hey.
For the people who don't know you, I guess, which is Kaden and Adrian, and 18 people currently on YouTube Live. Who the fuck are you? What do you do?
Hi, everybody. I'm basically just this. I'm here, and I'm gonna talk about books and drink about it. I'm a harmless weirdo, and everybody just it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. We're gonna have tons and tons of funs here, and tonight I will be drinking this Jim Bridger Montana whiskey.
Ooh.
Great.
Hell
Nice.
yeah.
Great whiskey.
Barrel strength, all that good stuff. Because, what are these parties for, if not the party?
The party.
There you go. I like
Yeah.
your Deadpool shirt, by the way. It's great.
That's a perfect whiskey too, because that's like a well in the core, but it's top shelf in Baranthium. So it's right there, right there, representing all.
Both worlds. Yep.
Travis, who
Yo.
the fuck are you? Why are you in Montana? What you do?
Yeah, I am Travis. I'm Clayton's brother. Our names are the same for a reason.
We didn't choose this.
We didn't choose this. I host this podcast with him, Fermented Fiction. I am a teacher full-time, and I am currently off on summer break, which is why I am at my brother and I's hometown to help my mom and dad on their farm. So I have a terrible podcast background because I'm out there helping my family farm, all right? So don't judge it too harshly. I just weeded it all day, and I'm ready to drink cold beer, Pabst Light, because calories matter.
Oh, boy.
And
You're saying a lot of stuff right now in this
cyberpunk.
Wow.
No, really, the only reason I have the Pabst Light is because I just left a wedding that was on a lake, and you don't want like a thick, like really meaty beer on a lake.
Yeah, you don't
Like,
want...
you want a nice...
Summer event.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
want a regular thickness PBR. You want...
You
Yeah.
want like a porter
Yeah.
or something.
No, I'm not drinking a stout on a boat. That's just awful. So I had Pabst Light left over, and that's what I had.
Right on.
Right on.
Now, if there are any brewers in our audience, please brew a boat stout.
Yeah, do
Brew a
that.
boat stout.
There we
Boat
go.
stout.
We need it. Nice light.
Make Travis
Nice
look
little-
real silly.
Yeah,
If nothing
make
else.
me a boat stout, and I will drink it on the show.
100%. What?
I mean, you have to record from a boat, though. You can't record from just in your room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's
That's a
right.
good
He's,
point.
yeah, he's a pro.
You know,
That's a
it's like
good
get a fucking canoe or something. Just go.
Hey,
He's
Go
in like an
MJ.
inflatable raft. in
There
the
you go.
pond.
Like in a
MJ?
kiddie boat.
we need the boat stout, and then you need to just hurry up and write another book, and then we'll be. I'll get on the
then
I'll
boat.
buy our- Drink our boat.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There we
There
go.
you
I like that.
Perfect.
Exactly.
All right, Clay, how do you follow that up? Who are you?
Do you have a boat?
I do have a boat. I have two boats, actually.
Oh, there you
three,
go, man.
if you count my
You're-
plastic.
You're already prepped for a boat stout.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so
Exactly.
ready. My boats are kayaks, so adding beer to the mixture is a calculated risk. But that's a risk that the fermented folks know I'm all too willing to take. So yeah, I'm Clay Vermolum. I'm a PNW horror author primarily. I'm also a filmmaker working on a feature film right now. And my books that I'm focusing on at the moment is my rock climbing horror trilogy. So I'm on book 3. I'm drafting that now, and I've just released book 2 in May. It is called Cairn, which Cairn, which is like those stacks of rocks that mark trails, if you don't know. Yeah, and it's isolation horror and grief horror mixed with rock climbing and adventure. So if that's your thing, go check out Crevasse and Cairn at Dark
You should
Forest
check
Press.
the blurbs for it, because like some pretty smart people blurbed it. I'm just
Some
saying.
really smart
Like,
fucking people
Someone
blurbed it.
really cool. I think her name's MJ. I don't know.
I know this lady that her book does so well. She's got that house money, and she blurbed it.
He's got that house money.
That house money in
Hey.
2026.
Is that like you know? There's like authors. It's like I got kayak money, and then MJ.
Yeah.
Like, I got
Yeah, house money. Yeah.
You can live on like normal human standards. That you've made it.
Yeah,
If
You've
can do
made
that.
it 100%.
Yeah.
Let's pretend it's the book money that gave me the house money.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not digital marketing. Or
Dick.
anything.
None
I
of
left
that.
out the fact that I live in my kayaks. Like this behind me is just 2 kayaks. You know,
Is it just like
teed
is it like
up.
a curtain draped over some kayak?
Yeah, over
Yeah.
2 kayaks. Just I'm outside right now. I just have a really good mic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm drinking Founders Mortal Bloom, representing the
Delay.
Great Lakes region with some
Get that up there on the big screen.
delicious Founders. And then Mortal Bloom seemed like a fitting title of a beer for this this book that's kind of exploring a lot of themes around mortality and who should be able to just sort of take it away from you whenever they feel like it.
All right.
Hell yeah.
MJ, do you want to do a
Yeah.
way better synopsis of Killswitch Protocol for us than what I just did?
No, I think
and
it's the
can
Mortal
you-
Bloom. That's all it is. No, I'm MJ Kuhn. I am the author of Among Thieves, Thick as Thieves, and most recently, Killswitch Protocol. This lovely little number here, which, hey, Adrian mentioned he does book design. If you are in the market for book design, he did all of these cool little deets and all these cool interior design features for me. So, you know, give him a call. But
Don't call me. Email me.
you're like, excuse me, I'm a millennial. Please don't call me. No, but so it is.
Message me and then we'll coordinate a call.
Then we'll see. All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is a cyberpunk thriller. It is. I've kind of been describing it as like The Giver meets Logan's Run or like Altered Carbon. So we have. It takes place several hundred years into the future. We don't say it's the United States, but hey, it's actually set in like Georgia. Secret knowledge. But it's society has completely collapsed due to nuclear war, and now everything is kind of nuclear wasteland, and society has collapsed into little bubbles, little pocket societies, city states. And this story takes place in a city state called New Avarita. In which there is a board of directors and a principal chairman, and most importantly, an algorithm that decides everything for the society, from what crops they grow to who gets to live and die. So every baby is implanted with a chip, as we like to do in cyberpunk. We must have chips in our brains in cyberpunk. Once you are no longer a productive member of society, you reach this process called ascension, and you do a painful death or a painless death. It's not painful. That would be worse. But it's a quick painless death. And they the worst part, this is where the Giver piece comes in, is it's almost like cult-like, where they view that as something to be celebrated because it means you reached your full potential, right? And in the story, we have our main character. Her name is Liv Spencer, and she is bought in. She believes in the cult. She is like all in. Yes, ascent, beautiful things. Until her husband reaches ascent under some kind of fishy circumstances, and she starts to gain some questions. So yeah, that's Killswitch Protocol. If you want an anti-capitalist scream into the void, come hang out.
We chilling over here. We
We're
screaming.
chilling over here.
The
Yeah.
void is receiving
Favorite
our
flavor.
screams.
I'm in my like sauna booth, so I'm just like screaming and no one's
You
hearing.
can scream. Yeah, it's like a rage room, but like contained.
It's a
Oh,
rage
and I'm
room.
drinking a Dr. Pepper Blackberry because I saw it at the grocery store and I found it fascinating.
There you go.
So it's actually
Nice.
pretty good.
Apparently, Dr.
has-
Pepper did not have enough flavors. They had to add
Yeah,
more.
that's true.
That's why I got it.
we have like 99
Blackberry.
spices and whatever, and then we'll just
Totally
add
why.
blackberries.
Don't
Yeah.
worry, this is not Dr. Pepper Blackberry's only appearance on this show.
No.
Travis
No.
just likes to block out all the things I've poured whiskey into.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's happened.
I mean, to be fair, with how flavorful this is, if you had like a really foul bottom shelf whiskey, it would be a great way to just totally hide that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Travis wishes.
That's Dr. Pepper's next marketing campaign.
Mhm.
Get your
Hide
foulest whiskey.
nastiest booze. Yeah.
Just going to pitch down there with Crown Royal. It's like, hey, Crown, what's going on? Let's work together. We have a bright
together.
future together.
We have a bright future together.
Yes,
All right.
just as we do on this show. We're going to kick it over to Travis. He's going to host us through our fight night. So the way we always start off these book launch parties, because we debate on this show. We have to debate, and we have to pay tribute to the dice gods. Okay? And we're going to still do both of those things. So we're going to roll some dice. We are going to do 3 debates here for you, and Travis is going to lead us through them.
All right.
Go.
While we are doing these 3 debates, I would ask that the people who are not in the debate spotlight turn off your cameras. Feel free to leave your microphones on and add a little spice to the conversation if you want. But when the 2 people are debating, we'll have them front and center as I introduce them in the thing. So our first debaters are going to be Adrian M. Gibson and Clayton Vermolum. So the rest of you, if you wouldn't mind turning your cameras off, all right, we'll put them front and center. Here we go. I'm going to really try and flare this up a little bit. In the blue corner, representing Fermented Fiction, Clayton Vermolum. I'm giving him no introduction other than the fact that he's my older brother, and therefore I don't want to hype him up too much because that is what he deserves. And fighting out of the red corner, representing the entire author community and MJ Kuhn today, is Adrian M. Gibson, an award-winning Canadian science fiction and fantasy author, podcaster, book designer, and tattoo artist. Born in Ontario, Canada, grew up in British Columbia, studied English literature, and has worked in music journalism, restaurants, tattoo studios, clothing stores, and a bevy of odd jobs. And yes, Adrian, I am just straight up reading your My Story from your website.
Yeah.
Love it.
Thank
The
you for
debate.
telling us. I thought you just were doing that off the dome. I thought
Oh,
you just knew so
definitely not.
much about Adrian.
Definitely not. I knew so much about him. The debate we have in front of us between Adrian and Clayton is a really tough one. Speaking of MJ's world, we are debating here full-time parenting license in the world that MJ Kuhn has created. Is it worth it, or is it a death sentence? You do not get to decide your position. The dice gods do. So I will have you both roll now. Adrian, do you have an online roller, or do you need one of us to roll for you?
No, I want Clay to roll for me.
Okay, Clay's going to roll for both. So Clay, roll for Adrian first and give me his number.
Foe.
A 4. All right, Clay, roll for yourself and see if you roll any lower than a 4.
6.
A 6. Hopefully you don't think he cheated, Adrian, because now you have to argue that.
He's my mushroom brother. I trust him.
So Adrian is going to argue that the full-time parenting license in the world that MJ Kuhn has created is a death sentence. It is not worth it. You do not want it. And Clayton, you are arguing that this is the thing you most want in the universe in this novel. You have 6
obviously.
minutes. You are sharing your timer, so you have no filibustering, please. But also not an official 3 and 3. So if you want to interrupt a little and pitch in there, go ahead and go for it. We're going to start with the pro position. Clayton, you're kicking us off in 3, 2, 1, debate.
Okay, look, the full-time parenting is really the perfect permit in especially if you can afford it, if you have the resources and everything in Lucara or perhaps the core districts, where, you know, everybody's got a good solid income coming in. Everybody's got a nice safe environment for kids to grow up in. It really does help to regulate accidental pregnancies as well. You know, everybody who's going to be a parent is going to be ready to do so, and they're doing it willingly. There's no accidents here. And for me, the most vital function that people in our society can play here is to continue society's movement forward. As we see increased rates of ascension, because people are reaching their potentials quicker than ever, I think through a modeling of the followings of Lucra that we have all passed down to our next generations, we're all achieving ascension sooner than we have ever done before at record numbers. And it's incredible to see, and it makes me very happy for the future. But we have to keep the future coming. And that power is in the hands of our parents, Adrian. And I defy you to say anything bad about those ideas and hate our society like you're about to.
But you have to understand it's a death sentence, though, because people are reaching their ascension quicker. Therefore, they're not able to live their lives and figure out who they are as people before they become parents, and they're locked into that, and then they die sooner than they otherwise would. And on top of that, man, it's like if you're living in one of the poor districts like Lower Barantham, you know, you already can't take care of yourself, let alone taking care of a family. And so how are those people able to sustain a job, you know, be able to be role models for these children if they're struggling?
When was the last time a Barantham got a permit?
No, but there's exactly that. So these people in Lower Barantham, what are they supposed to do if they do want to have children because they love someone and they feel like they want to, you know, they want to contribute to society in that way? Then they're going to have to have kids illegally. So what happens when they have to have kids illegally, and those kids, maybe they don't get chips, maybe they don't enter into the system that you're so in love with?
Huldra has a very strong infrastructure of care homes and shelters for those children born in unfortunate circumstances. And of course, any child that is chipped is a child that deserves to enter society and contribute in the most meaningful way that they can. People reaching ascension earlier is not a death sentence, it's a gift. It's a gift from Lucra, and it's a gift that we have all earned by being a productive and collective society, Adrian.
No, and there you are, brainwashed, man. You're brainwashed. thinking that ascension is a gift. Come on, dude. Come on. You have to understand that it's like, just because your use has come to an end, that you're not a valuable society member anymore, and they have to essentially turn you off, you know? And it's like, of course, living your life longer as a family, part of it is living long enough for your children to see you grow old and you grow old together, and then your kids to have kids and you be able to contribute to the grandchildren's lives as well. But ascension takes that away from you.
Well, not only if you have achieved your full purpose, and at that point, is it taking anything away from you, or have you already lived everything?
But where are the elderly people that are able to see their grandkids? No, you know? Nobody gets to that old before they reach ascension.
I mean, I've been to a couple parties with the big company CEOs, and some of them are a little bit older, you know.
Of course they do. Of course, they have the money, they have the resources, they're on the council and everything like that. They've got the connections that they can live longer, and they can through their power, they can dictate their usefulness to society and sustain that longer. But the average person, you know, you're not going to be able to reach an age where you can actually see your kids have kids and contribute to their lives and take part in their lives and everything like that, and have multiple generations interacting with one another. No, man, your life gets cut short way too fast.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, you both believe that having children is a death sentence, and that if you have children, you should live with them as long as possible.
I mean, this is not the point. Is that having kids, from my perspective, you know, it doesn't have to be a death sentence, but at the very least, you should be able to have a life with them, right? If you choose to have kids, because it's also not a choice in New Averia for you to have kids. Of course, there's some people that have them by accident. There's some people that choose to have them, you know. but the majority of people, essentially, they're given this license based on a lottery that they don't know how it functions, right? And so the fact that they're not able to have a choice in the matter doesn't really allow them to dictate, like, okay, I'm actually ready for this, right? Or I want to do this, right? Just as much as someone who has a kid by accident might not choose to have a child, right? And so what does that mean for the child then, right? So from my perspective, it's kind of like the license is a death sentence. Having a family is not a death sentence. So that's kind of the angle that I'm coming at it from.
Sure. I think that's why we're on a podcast, Adrian. You and I, we are humble mortals compared to our wise counsel, and they make these decisions based on whose purpose is to be a parent.
And the
whose is to give
council
birth.
is going to silence you now. It is time to stop talking.
Congratulations, this
Everyone, come
debate
back.
has reached ascent.
This first,
I'm gonna say,
We're all
Adrian's
dead.
definitely reaching a sun after all that heretical
Oh,
stuff.
yeah,
he's thinking.
That was my whole point. I'm like, bring it on, bitches.
Yeah, you achieved his
Revolutionary
life
on the air.
purpose.
All right. I would like to put a little buffer question in here in between debates before we get into Kaden and Jeremy going toe to toe. And that's mostly for you, MJ. But if anyone else wants to pitch in, I think about this, the full-time parenting license was a really cool. And I mean, there's always a little element of dystopian type of like laws that are put on things in cyberpunk stories. So, you know, it's something that I think you put your own unique spin on, and I would just love to ask you where it came from, kind of what you were thinking when you came up with the idea of that like parenting license element and giving birth and having a family being such a pivotal part of your story.
Yeah, so I often people ask like what inspired Killswitch Protocol a lot, and like yes, there were obviously cyberpunk stories and other things that did inspire it. But often I'm like, no, it's mostly nonfiction that inspired it, like watching the news. So
Yeah.
I did a major edit on Killswitch Protocol in the last year and a half or so, which there's been a lot of thoughts about bodily autonomy and like what does it mean about and always forever just has like a woman in society. It's generally considered a thing where it's like, okay, if you're gonna have a family, are you gonna take that time, and then it's a career hit and whatever. And I was like, what if we crank that up to 10,000 in a society where generally if you are not contributing direct economic value, it's not just like, oh, you could hurt your economic prospects in the future. It's like, no, you could like literally die because the board will be like, oh, well, you're not useful anymore. So yeah, that's where that came from. But yeah, and we see in the story, and it's in chapter 1, so not a big spoiler, but where we see Liv has finally been approved for her parenting license, and they've been applying forever, and there's a lottery, and we don't know who's going to win it because you have to get like blockers removed in order to get pregnant. But then she has a friend who they didn't necessarily want a kid, but they got selected in the lottery, and so they had to procreate. So I think it's a normal thing in a dystopian story to kind of take that agency away from people. So yeah, that's where that came from.
I thought it was also fascinating moved the moment of celebration back. That was a really cool sequence in that first chapter of like, and when she's like thinking of I'm going to like share this news with my husband, I was like, oh, she's pregnant. But it's like steps back from that of like, I just now have the capability to even think about trying to get pregnant. That's what I'm celebrating.
Yeah.
And I was
now
like, ooh,
that's remove the hormone
yeah,
blockers that might
that's
allow me to
freaky.
get pregnant later. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was a really fascinating, and like had me hooked right away. I was like, oh man, like what to celebrate that we have to be in a world that's really
Things are
really in a place. Great. Anyone else have comments on any of that before we jump into our next debate? Cool.
No, I mean, for me, it was just kind of like one of those like, oh fuck, kind of things where, you know, like thankfully for me and my wife, having kids wasn't a super difficult endeavor, but like you kind of get to an age where a lot of friends decide like, hey, we're gonna have kids now, and some people are like, yeah, we've been trying for like a year or 2 years or 3 years, and those kinds of conversations are like, oh my god, it's super hard, and it's very challenging to approach something so intimate, right? And the fact that something so intimate has been like corporatized in this world just like hit me in a way where I was like, God, that's fucked up. It's really, it was a very, I mean, it worked for the world, but that to me was like such a dystopian thing, right? It was like such, I don't know, just like the idea of like this kind of population control and this kind of government control over people's bodily autonomy for me was like, damn, MJ.
Yeah,
like,
nothing is sacred. Nothing is sacred in New Averida.
Well, see, I feel like that's one of the coolest things about cyberpunk is that a lot of times it's, you know, it's hyperbolic versions of the world that we have. And you take something like that you said it's very sacred to humanity. It's life, it's human life, and it becomes corporatized. And it's just, it's fun to kind of blow that into the extremes, but also, you know, it makes it a place for, as an author, where you can do a lot of commentary and really interesting things with it.
And hopefully people read that and they're just like, oh my God. And then actually have a moment where they think about what are the analogs to our current situation. And hopefully like, yeah, this is the coolest thing about fiction. It's just like, it sheds a light on, it shines a spotlight on the things that are going on in our own reality, but reframing them, recontextualizing them so that you see like, oh yeah, maybe we should be like, having a healthier discourse about this kind of thing. Maybe we should be holding politicians and institutions accountable for these kinds of things in our own world, because we don't want to get, as much as I love your book, MJ, I don't want to get to that.
Yeah, it's not meant to be a thing we want to aspire to.
Yeah. We don't want Killswitch Protocol to be the later field guide of how to survive in the world. That's not. We will dive way more into this because I really want to talk to all of you three about the sort of philosophy behind cyberpunk in the panel. But before we do that, we have another debate on our hands. So I will once again ask the non-debaters to go off camera for a second, and we'll put Kaden and Jeremy front and center here. All right.
How do I get off camera?
Oh, there's a little camera button down on the bottom. There we go. He got it. He got it. He's a professional.
Fucking pro.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
All right. The debate topic for this, before I introduce the corners, is Luker's Handbook. Oh my gosh, I gotta read the actual statement here. I wrote really scribbling notes. Yeah, doing so awful. Is Luker's Handbook on Population Control the only real way to save the planet? The high roll will be pro. Yes, Luker's Handbook is all about it. And the low roll will be no, this is not the only way. What are you thinking, you morons? Representing Fermented Fiction in the red corner is Jeremy Hudson, a Bozeman resident like myself, a general nerd of literature and movies, and, in my opinion, a sometimes troll who has very hot takes on many things and is fantastic. Hey. Also, a connoisseur of great whiskeys, even though he ruins them with sodas. And in the blue corner, representing the entire writing community, as well as MJ Kuhn, is Kaden Love, who wrote his debut novel in his final year of nursing school, dedicated to his craft, is a fan of George R. R. Martin, Brandon Sanderson, and Pierce Brown, wants to create his own worlds, and lives in Salt Lake City, Utah with his wife, where he runs, as he said before, marathons, listening to audiobooks, and generally just vibing on great literature. How'd I do, Kaden?
Good. It reminded me that I probably need to update my bio. Like, that's what I put when I wrote my debut. I was like, oh, wait, It's like, 4 or 5 books later. It's been a bit.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I am definitely not a professional here, but we're going to have a clean fight. But first, we need to roll some dice. So, go ahead. Do you both have dice, or do we need to roll for you, Kaden?
Let me grab one.
All right.
There
Jeremy,
we go.
while he's grabbing one, you go ahead and give your roll.
All right, guys, we can do this. Ooh,
Ooh, that's
we've got something here.
all right.
Okay,
We got
we'll
an
do
18.
D20s, right?
Oh, it's a tiny
Ooh.
D20. I hope that's
14.
Oh, so close. Jeremy
Ooh.
rolled an 18. So, Jeremy, you are going to start our debate off. It's 6 minutes once again, and you are saying that, hey, Luker's Handbook is the only way to save the world. In 3, 2, 1, begin.
Hey guys, it's me, Jeremy. Now, as we all know, in a society like New Avarita, it is a very limited space that, to perhaps paraphrase an intergalactic super tyrant genocidal maniac. It is, the space is limited, the resources finite, and the population therefore cannot just grow beyond that. If it does, you end up with, famine and just economic collapse, even in just this small ecosystem of people who are just doing their best to survive. So what do? That's right, you pull the plug on a few that aren't pulling their weight, or have pulled all the weight that they possibly can, and they're not going to pull better weight than that going forward. You got to know, look, there are a few farmers on this podcast. We all know that every once in a while you got to trim some stuff, you got to prune so that like a healthy, flourishing crop can result from your efforts, and that is all that Luker's algorithm and his handbook is doing. That's, a few dissenting murders aside. That's what we're left with. That is the pure vision, the thriving of this city that has the potential to be great. Yeah.
So you see, this is the fiction these corporations are trying to sell to you. We have moved away from government being for the good of humanity because corporations and money as a human drive is what is running politics now. We've seen it over the recent while, but now it is in its incarnate form, where not only are the greatest minds deciding what gets to live and what gets to flourish, but they are deciding which people, which contributors, which fields do they want. Let's say they want more food to fight famine. There goes everyone in the other fields that they deem not worthy. And where they poke holes, society will naturally have these gaps that don't get filled by these corporations, because we have this HR mindset that tells people, you are appreciated, we love everything that you've done, behind a mask where there lies an assassin. And there is just one view in a world like this. They have a singular view, and what they deem worth to live doesn't mean that it is worth, that everyone believes that is what should live. So by letting them go uncontrolled, you're letting humanity steer in a singular direction. Humanity has survived on its own for many years, centuries, and millennia. But to let someone go and dictate it, that is what leads humanity to true disaster.
Now, see, that is where I think you're wrong, because the algorithm and the handbook, they both have a singular focus that I think, of any fair reading of the text of this novel will tell you that they're essentially trying to do away with one of the fundamental and worst problems that human beings can face, and that is being poor. They are essentially and effectively breeding out poor people, just out of society completely. That's why only the wealthy can afford, say, to get their childbearing permits. They can afford homes and things, and the people that can't, they do what they can achieve, and then they've ascended.
So
They've
does
ascended
wealth
right there.
determine happiness? Are the impoverished all downtrodden and depressed because of their status in society?
Yes.
And who determines the algorithm that you referred to?
That was the almighty Luca back in his day, I believe the mid 2100s. Revolutionary as he was for a guy named after money.
And what makes him qualified for such a position to make such great decisions?
Hey, he wrote a book. That means that you're a smart person having written books. Or would you say that's not?
What if someone writes a better book and a new algorithm? What would the current power status think of that? Would they deem that new rising power unworthy and eliminate them even if they have a better solution?
Of course not. They would think that person is extra worthy and they would ascend. And that's what we're all about around here. You got to achieve your purpose and ascend. Yes.
And what determines worthiness in society?
Well, naturally, and I'm glad you asked, it's what you can put out into the world that will, of course, make the world a better place and you a richer person in that place that you have then therefore made better through your actions. Simple economics, really.
All right, and the system's going to shut you down. Jeremy, you are done. But grand debate. I want to especially give, I don't know if we're giving points here, but Kaden loved the Socratic style. Okay.
Love it.
You were just
like,
ask
questions.
I'm just going to ask questions and let this guy be his own worst enemy.
Hey, it works out,
I already am.
Dude, sell those shovels in the gold rush, brother. I fucking love it.
Fantastic. Little follow-up question before our final debate for this one. There's a lot here, MJ, but I want to specifically narrow in on the lucre cult element because you already have a book that's a dystopian, cyberpunk, anti-capitalist, all these problems with AI and stuff, and then you're like, you know what, we're just gonna Salt Bay in a little cult action there and see how that works. So when you were blending all those things together, were you just like, yeah, let's make it the worst we possibly can, or what inspired that?
Yeah, glutton for punishment, that's all it is. I mean, a little bit, but most of it honestly was like a thought process of, okay, this is a truly terrible system, just objectively for everyone. How do we make them go along with it? And if it is a cult-like belief, a religious-like belief that it's been baked into you from day one, that this is just the way things are. But then, so every chapter begins with a little excerpt from the Handbook of Lucre, which is like, it's kind of like a Bible, but it's also kind of like a corporate handbook.
Sure.
And it is a little culty. It's quite culty, but it's also so it's very inspired by the fact that in my day job I work in digital marketing, and I have had to ghostwrite LinkedIn posts for so many C-level people.
Let's go.
And so it's just like me being
I love hearing you call them C-level people with such disdain.
Yeah. C-level, like,
C people.
The fancy people. But so that like very linked influencer culture is very intensely into those sections as well, and part of the corporate cult vibes. Because I don't know if you guys have worked in corporate America or corporate, any other country, Adrian?
No, I do not want to work in corporate Ecuador. That is going to be
There's-
crazy.
Corporate Ecuador.
Fair. But there are certain companies that I've worked for where it is a very cult-like corporate culture even. So yeah, just tried to bake in as much of that as possible.
Yeah, it's like if you hired like nuns or something to write your HR policies. It's somewhere in the middle,
Yeah, that's a good description. I like that of our little excerpts.
Yeah.
Two things you mentioned. I love when authors take their kind of like experience from the day job and like weave it into the fiction. Very cool. And this is one of my favorite, I don't know if you could call it a trope, But the whole like the book within a book introducing each chapter, that's one of my I love that. I eat it every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very fun.
I love it too because like as a reader, it's like a little snippet. So the little excerpt it will give you further context into what happens in that chapter or the things that are revealed in the upcoming parts. But also, if you are the type of person that wants to skip a prologue and doesn't really want to read those, it's not going to hurt your experience. Like you'll still understand the whole story without it, but it's just like a little extra.
Isn't it such a cool trick though? Like I love epigraphs, and epigraphs are like, hey, remember like prologues in fantasy books in like the 80s and 90s? Now I just put them as epigraphs.
Right.
And it's remember that exposition that made you stop reading this book? I'm just sprinkling that in at the beginning of every
That
chapter.
just made it bite-sized.
Is
Is it the TikTokification of prologues? Is
Of
that
prologues? like dumpy prologues?
Yes. It's so good. I love how every single one gets just a little more fucked as you go along. So good.
You're welcome.
Good job, MJ. Great work.
Great work.
Perfect.
I love it.
All right. Are we ready for our four-way debate? Meaning I will be the only one off screen and everybody else is shiny. Well, me and MJ will be
I
the
was
only
like,
ones
wait,
off screen.
I'm not prepared.
And the four guests' shiny faces will be on. So MJ, I guess if you would please remove yourself from the floor.
Big on.
And we
Ascend.
have
Oh, wait.
Clay,
We're both
Adrian,
fronting.
and Jeremy. Before we even introduce what's going on, I want to hear your roles right away. We've done this in a different order every debate, so give it a roll. Adrian, I will roll for you since it didn't go well for you with Clay.
Ooh.
Clay was high on shrooms and misread me.
Yeah,
My bad.
yeah.
Totally misread the vibe.
Totally misread
Oh, yeah.
the vibe. Okay,
It's all about set and setting. Clay. Come on.
let's see here. Kaden, what is your role?
6.
Okay. Clayton, what is your role?
15.
Hey, Fermented Fiction is killing it today. Adrian, you got a 7, so you're not last. You're not last. And Jeremy, what is your role?
I've got a perfectly respectable, middle of the road 10.
All right.
Nice.
So here's the debate. All right. 8 minutes for everybody, meaning try and keep your pitch. It's more of a pitch to 2 minutes. I want you to imagine there's a lovely young couple, or maybe just a single person that's thinking, you know what? I want to move into this universe. All right. And each of you are trying to pitch some real estate in your little corner of the world. Adrian or Kaden, you have the task of just, sell this person on living in the Wasteland Warriors game forever.
I love it.
They're never going to leave. Okay. Adrian, you got Lower Barantham.
All right.
Okay. That's where these people belong.
I lived in Berlin for 3.5 years. That's basically Lower Barantham.
You're ready.
Jeremy, you've got Upper Lucard. Okay. And Clayton, you're the core. All right.
Of course I am.
So I'm going to say
Such a cool
I want to start at the top. No, top. I want to do the opposite of Drake. We're going to start at the top.
You really.
And end at the bottom. Okay.
It's good to do the opposite of Drake.
Yeah, it's generally good. Let's be Kendrick on this podcast.
You'll want that for sure.
Do the opposite of Drake. I will chime in when the 2 minutes are over, and Kaden, you're going to be our last one selling that Wasteland Warriors real estate. So Clayton, we're going to start with you. I'm going to remove myself, and I will just chime in over the mic when the 2 minutes is up. All right. In 3, 2, 1.
Hello, and welcome to the core. You've been invited inside to live amongst us, the highest class citizen in the entire realm. So thank you so much for blessing us with your presence, and you're welcome for being welcomed into our presence. Here in the core, our food trucks serve better food than Lower Barantham could ever afford, and better food than the 5-class restaurants in Upper Lucar. So, just by being here, you're already walking around in more luxury than your compatriots. Congratulations. Here we have the finest fresh grown vegetables. We have the best parties. We have the only actual non-synthetic alcohol in the entire goddamn city. And we have very, very high positive results for parenting permits, even pet permits. I myself own a cat. Isn't that marvelous? You could own a cat. You could own a dog. If you play your cards right, you could even own a gerbil. But I wouldn't count my chickens just yet. Let's explore the core a little bit. We'll walk you around. I'll show you some of the mansions, some of the swimming pools, the only swimming pool in the entire city as well. And we'll have a really great time. I can't wait to welcome you to the core, where we're closest to ascension and the most alive.
Excuse me. I think there was a mistake. I don't qualify for the core, so sorry. We're gonna go to Upper Lucard.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to waste your time. Please don't ascend me. Adrian.
I might.
Or no,
might.
Jeremy. Jeremy, can you please tell me a little bit about Upper Lucard?
I don't have time for this shit.
And welcome to Upper Lucara. Hey, we're not pretentious like those guys over in the core, but we're not dirty and crime-ridden like Lower Baranthram. So everyone can suck it, except for us. Now, here we have real people doing real work, just really making a difference here. We're surrounded. You are a stone's throw from your favorite doctor, who may or may not get arrested or die. It's neither here nor there. But this is the Massachusetts of neighborhoods. It's close enough to the good stuff that you can go there, but you don't have to stay in that basically unlivable, unaffordable, just nightmarish cityscape that is the core. Now, it's a great place. It's fairly affordable if you can afford it, and it's it'll provide you some peace of mind. Safe neighborhoods, nice neighbors, so people reaching their fullest potential sometimes, but not all the time. So that's really something. It could be you.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to interrupt again. My partner ascended, so I'm kind of fucked. I can't live here anymore. So yeah, bye. Adrian, can you tell me a little bit about the lower planes?
Well, in Lower Barantham, we accept all people, whether or not their spouses have ascended. And if you're tired of that arrogant, posh bullshit of the core, or the middle-class boredom of Upper Lucara, then come to Lower Barantham, where there's actual fun, there's actual culture, and there's actual real people enjoying their lives. If you like live music, if you like dive bars and restaurants where you're, not necessarily eating something that looks manufactured. This is real food for real people. This is real music and real culture for real people. And who doesn't want a little danger in their lives? If you want to live in a neighborhood that is rife with options, a little bit dirty, but there's graffiti and all kinds of interesting architecture going on, maybe you'll get mugged in an alley, but that's life. That's a good time. Come to Lower Barantham, where everyone can afford to live.
That sounds so great. I actually just want to know what it'd be like to just not be here anywhere. So can anyone tell me what that's like? Kaden?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Because, pal, your life sucks. It's terrible. It's going to get worse. And, Wasteland Warriors, that you want to put your mind in a better world. What else could you do to give yourself a better way out? You're probably starving. So we're going to focus on food that is just for sustenance. You're going to eat your lard, your bread, anything you can get, just keep your body going. And you could be a fat sack of flesh, and all is good, because in the world of Wasteland Warriors, you can live your best life. Who cares about the garbage on the outside? those big piling debts, they don't exist in your real world. Who cares about flesh? Flesh is old. There's a reason why you're wanting to go to Wasteland Warriors, where you can live out the life of a hero. Not only are you lacking purpose in the outer world, you're lacking money, everything, but in this world, you can become a true hero. You can go and experience places you've never been to. Would you rather go and see these beautiful places or go around to another sloppy alley where you'll probably have some unlikable things done to you, have things stolen from you, and just be told to disappear one day? Let things be of your own accord and enjoy a life while everything around you wastes away. You can live your true purpose online.
I'm sold. Fucking
So
send
we
me
have
there.
some lovely financing options.
You're just
I mean-
like, yeah, fuck my
I'm
big fleshy body.
Injected in.
Injected in.
These
All right.
two aren't doing shit for the world. Fucking ascend these motherfuckers. That's what I say.
These fucking flesh sacks. Get them out of here.
Thank you, everybody, for going through our little real estate thing. Before we take our 5-minute break, I would just like to ask, the world is so cool, MJ. So, yeah, can you take us through a little tour of that for those who hopefully pre-order your book after listening to this, or not, just pre-order it before listening to this. They don't need us because it's that good.
They don't
Can
need
you
us.
take us through a little bit of the world creation and kind of how you came up with these layers of your cyberpunk universe?
Yeah, so I knew that I wanted to. It's so funny because my first 2 books are fantasy, so I get questions where it's like, "Oh, you made a pivot from fantasy into sci-fi like that. What made you decide to do that?" And it wasn't like, I don't know, I didn't mean to do that. I just knew the story I kind of wanted to tell with Killswitch Protocol, and this like cyberpunk world is just what fit for that story. So yeah, the whole thing. I did a ton of research. I have done more research for this book than like all of the other books I've ever written combined. Because and hopefully like it just doesn't make it onto the page. It just is part of what's baked in. Because I was like, okay, if we extrapolate upon like current like geopolitical tensions and current like climate change things and whatever, where would the coastlines be, and what would maybe the geopolitical stage look like in the event of XYZ happening. So that is kind of where I set it. It's set in the 2300s. And I did kind of draw inspiration a little bit for the different areas. Not really, because it's also, well, okay, kind of like Bossing Say. Avatar: The Last
There we
yeah.
go.
Right?
There
Great
is
town.
war.
So
Great town.
sick.
This is
MJ,
more
you
like,
missed on the chance to put in a cabbage vendor.
Come
I
on
should
now.
have. Dang. All
Come
right.
on now.
If I do a sequel, I'll have a cabbage joke. But yeah, so I mean, the boroughs or like the little areas in the city-state of New Everett aren't like designed in rings, but it's kind of a similar energy where it's like there definitely is the core, which is the beating heart of the city and where all the rich people are. It is like our Manhattan if it's like New York, and then you go out from there into the different areas and have different energies. I wanted to explore like the different ways that this high control society would meet itself out, right? Because if you look at like a utopian society, it's like, oh, well, if we can control everything, then everyone will just be on equal footing and everything will be great. And it's like, that's just kind of not how things tend to work. So yeah, that's where it came from.
Hell yeah.
I love it. I love it.
So sick.
What were everybody on the panel? What were your favorite parts of the sort of world that MJ built?
I love that it's
John.
substantially harder to get a pet permit than a parenting permit. Like getting a cat is a real fucking flex. And I
Yeah.
love that
Amen.
because it should be. It should be.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Right.
No,
Put
that's
me
good,
back
that's
on
good.
the. Put me back in the brick.
And I mean, like, not getting into any spoilers or anything, but I am such a sucker for conspiracies and corporate conspiracies.
Yeah.
And when you
Mhm.
start to get into things like that, like, I'm strapped in. I
Yeah.
love it so much. And, like, part of me is like, it's turned me today to like look at every corporation. I'm like, these people have nefarious purposes, but it's just, but it's so much fun. And so, yeah, I love kind of when you have a character that discovers something and then goes down the trail to unravel all these secrets. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I really liked how you, because like I know you love found family, like Among Thieves. Well, the Tales of Tomorrow is basically just like that's found family vibes. So pretty much every book that MJ writes is found family. So I like how you
and probably a heist.
And probably a heist. Yeah,
found family heist.
There's technically a heist in this book. So
oh yeah, it's like two of them.
I mean, you hit all the check boxes. But I like how you use the found family to show the different strata of society. Because one of my favorite things about cyberpunk is like the low life, high tech kind of vibe. And so it's like you have all these different characters who are, you know, showing. I mean, we just went through the real estate thing, but it's like you have characters who are involved in every part of this society. And then, you know, having that found family element where it's like they all come together. And I mean, like, yeah, that found family is a bit messy and things get kind of fucked up, but that's par for the course with an MJ Kuhn book.
Yes.
Also, yeah. Put that family together and then break them apart. But
yes,
I love that you use the different characters to show the society, the different facets of society, and then you know, being able to like visit all these different parts and have that. I guess it's kind of like, it's not visual technically because it's a book, but whatever, use your imagination. The visual representations of different parts of the city through these different characters' perspectives was really cool.
Yeah. And I was being cheeky earlier. One other thing I really enjoyed that I want to touch on is the I love MJ, and we already touched on this a little bit, but I am a sucker for when people feel real in stories. Like if your people and your dialogue feels real, then I will be on board for anything else you throw at me. That's kind of the crux, the pivot point for my suspension of disbelief. Like if I believe the characters are bought into the world and they really live there, I don't care how crazy the world is. It's all relative at that point to the character's like level of realism. So I think you do a really good job of bringing your real life experiences into the corporate boardroom of this like technocratic society that has utter control over literal life and death. And just like giving not just a god complex, all these people already have that, but giving them actual god powers and like looking at how that really wouldn't change who they are. We see that with real life technocrats. Like people don't become a different breed of people just because they get really successful and a lot of money. They just become that same person, but oftentimes a shittier version because an unreasonable amount of power is never good for anybody.
I mean, it's like, it's so timely that we've had like recent news headlines of like, oh great, that rich fucker is now a trillionaire too. Yeah. Wow, hooray. You know, like
now,
nobody's happy for you. Get some fucking friends who actually like you for you. Christ.
Yeah.
I feel like he's reached his full potential by now.
Can we? Yeah. Let's ascend that fucker. Disperse some of that wealth.
I mean, there's a whole cabal of people who should be ascended. But you know.
I'm glad we're saying. I don't know if we should.
We're gonna end up on some sort of government list after.
I'm already on a government list.
All of us are just going to be like.
Take that.
The chips are in our heads already.
Yeah, the cabal is just like, let's ferment these bitches. Just
this podcast with its 300 subscribers has certainly reached its max potential.
Yeah.
Woo! Hell yeah. Let's go, baby. Everything's relative, am I right? Okay. Yeah, but I love how you brought that into this world, MJ, and I feel it so hard because I have sat in a lot of meetings, and that's just, it doesn't matter how high you go. Just the only thing that really changes is how much time you spend in meetings. And the more time you spend in meetings, the more you're just like talking about how much you need to do and not doing any of it.
100%.
So it's like where I live right now. I literally do
like a
6 hours of
productivity
meetings every
session
Monday.
that results in no productivity.
Yeah, exactly.
We're
But
gonna meet.
by the end of that meeting, you fucking know what you need to do to be productive.
No,
Yeah.
no.
And
By
you'll get to
the
it right after the next 6 meetings.
I was gonna say you don't know that. By the end of that meeting, you know when the next meeting is.
You know the team you need to assemble to determine the thing, how to
Yeah,
know
for
the
sure.
things you need to do.
So we need a
Chairman
meeting.
willing.
We need a
Chairman
meeting
willing, you know
to
that.
figure out who's going to be on the team, and then we're going to have a meeting with
Yeah.
the team. To figure out what
You
the
say
team is
that
doing,
tongue
and
in
then we're
cheek,
gonna-
Adrian, but literally 2 places ago where I worked, we literally had meetings to decide on the subcommittees for
no.
more meetings.
I've jokingly said that, and I've never worked in corporation.
And
That's
you nailed
horrible.
it. You nailed
That's horrible,
Yeah.
man.
Nailed
Was that
it.
Kevin, that fucker?
it. No, that was only one
Corporations
job ago.
are jokes made
Yeah.
manifest.
That was 2 Kevins ago.
That was pre Kevin life.
Oh my god.
All right. Multiple
All right.
Kevins. I think we need to move this meeting to a different hour, actually. I think that would be a lot more productive for us. But I think we've done really good in this meeting. So our next meeting is going to be 5 minutes from now after our 5-minute break. And I'd like you all, while we're on break, if you can, and I mean, I'm not expecting anybody to work overtime, but I would really appreciate it if you guys could get in your subcommittees and just sort of touch base and come prepared for the next meeting in 5
Can
minutes.
we
Okay,
circle
everybody?
back in
All
5
right.
There
minutes?
will be-
biology meeting, even though it's your biology
Circle back.
break. Like, take your phone to the bathroom, and then
Yeah.
sanitary wipe to clean it afterwards. And
Look,
then
you were going to
if you're
do it
not
anyway,
multitasking.
Adrian.
Yeah.
You were going to do it anyway. Maximize your
Of course.
productivity. I have a great podcast that you should listen
Yeah.
to later.
I am a father
Um,
of 2 boys. It's like that's my day job. It's unsanitary but productive.
Hey,
So if you're not eating while you're using the bathroom, you're just wasting time.
Just wasting
You're a
time.
fucking-
What are we
You're
doing
just
here?
filth.
I
you're
do
never
want
gonna
to say
It's not
I
maximum.
want to put
productivity.
on your agendas for the next meeting. Obviously,
Okay,
on.
yeah.
We got made me think of some funny names, and for the fans out there will be a costume change. Okay, we're serious here.
I will not be
Serious
doing a
the whole
costume
time.
change, but you know,
Not for
that's a
me, but
different
I love it.
subcommittee, I guess.
I will
Let's
change
meet
my
again.
costume. It's
Yeah,
up to the
we'll have,
fans.
we'll have
to
another
determine.
meeting for the costumes. Yeah.
Okay, so as per our last meeting, everybody please turn off your cameras and microphones. That'll kick you off the screen. And then we'll play this 5-minute break video. Thank you for being here with the Fermented folks. Thank you for being a Fermented folk yourself, because if you're listening to the show, you fucking are, whether you like it or not. Please like, comment, and subscribe to Fermented Fiction. We are an independent venture. And please go pre-order MJ Kuhn's book, Killswitch Protocol, because she already bought a new house and she's really counting on those book sales. We'll see you on the other side of this 5-minute break. Thanks for being here. Goodbye. Hello, Fermented folks. Welcome to another episode of Fermented Fiction, the first of our new season, and I believe it's season 4. The show where we drink beer and argue with each other and bring on really awesome creative guests.
If you'll permit me to go a little bit outside the box. Once upon a time, apparently, people used to sniff mummy remains, powdered mummy remains like cocaine. So I think 3 lines of powdered mummy remains, if you can get to that as well. Yeah, that'll get you right to really enjoy the movie, you know?
Dave told us all about making a mead, and I talk shit about Tom Bombadil, as I am wont to do whenever people bring up Lord of the Rings.
You would. You should.
And then that's
Everybody
exactly what he
freaking
made.
chill about Tom Bombadil, or I'll get unreasonably upset.
So, in your assessment, what did you think of the everyone kind of paired off, or at least a number of people did, romantically? How'd you feel about that? Did that seem really forced and dumb to you, or?
Tom Bombadil is a merry old fellow with his bright blue jacket and his boots are yellow. Right?
It's our yellow.
Right.
Imagine discovering mummy remains and oh my god, these ancient figures. Dude, what if we crushed this and snorted it, yo? I bet we'd get fucked up.
Let's talk for a moment about the fucking all-star cast in this movie. We have Ewan McGregor slaughtering it the entire time, main character energy, top to bottom. You can't argue with it. Women want him, men want him, everybody wants Ewan McGregor. Okay? If you don't agree with that, you're lying to yourself.
apparently she had a backstory, but they cut it because she's like very like hard-nosed at the beginning. And then like, I will say another pro of this movie is like their chemistry is hot. And like, I feel like if they didn't have that chemistry, I would have been like, ugh. Because she says at one point, she's like, oh, it's the apocalypse. What are we going to do? Like, fuck. And he's like, and then later when they like are like kissing, if they didn't have chemistry and if it was like two lesser actors, I think it would have been like an eye roll, like felt cheesy, but like you feel their bond.
The Langoliers themselves were originally going to be portrayed by puppets. And I think maybe they should have. Maybe they should have.
Dude, that's amazing.
There's no maybe about that.
And I wish that I could say that there was something greater happening here than the war diary of a broken man living as sort of this White Tower academic with all of his friends sitting inside the Eagle and Child drinking beer and pretending like, you know, Magic Lion Jesus isn't really silly. Because, I mean, it is. If we can just all be very honest with each other.
The Lord's work out there.
Good job. I like to think that I am. Most people aren't big enough, but I am. I'm willing to step up, you know?
Yeah. Dedicate that
yeah,
time. You're willing to dedicate that time.
You know, the time, the money, all of it.
That was so painful. It's one of those painful things
Oh, that
I've
was
done in my
so
life.
good. That was so good. We've never been so savagely attacked by any author on their show. It's incredible. Oh yeah. Flippin' like, maybe comment, maybe subscribe, you know?
See those verbs over there? Those could be your verbs. All you need to do is do them.
You could be actioning those verbs.
You could make those active verbs. That power is in your hands, at your fingertips.
You could make this show the direct object of those verbs.
You absolutely
Why wouldn't
could.
you?
If you fucking wanted to do that, if you wanted to
bro.
get out the red pen and sort of like dictate which is definitely the direct object, you could do that to this show, and we could not stop you.
Sentence,
we couldn't even stop you.
Diagram the sentence, and then this show,
boom,
direct object. It'd be right on one of those lines with one of those little lines going halfway through it.
And then go buy MJ's book, Too Sweet, because like we said, she already bought the house.
Be sick.
Just
you want her to
fucking do
leave
it,
that
bro.
house? Is that what you want?
Yeah, what's your problem? It's her first house. You're not going to let the girl enjoy it?
Mama's got a mortgage, all right?
Excellent.
Mom's got a mortgage.
Change.
Thank you.
That's
We mean
fantastic.
business.
Doing weird things.
You definitely look like you were working in the weeds today. How calloused are your hands, man?
I don't show my hands on TV.
I don't show.
There you go. This is Secret Service Travis in
Yeah.
action.
He only shows those on OnlyFans.
There you go. He's like a hand model. He's like the George
Yeah.
Costanza of OnlyFans.
It's like the foot page of OnlyFans, but just
I will
not
take
on
that.
hands.
I will take that secret to my grave. All right, listen up, people. We're in the second hour, and we mean business here, okay? MJ Kuhn is one of the nicest people of all time. I'm not, all right? We have press that have showed up here to ask MJ Kuhn questions, and sometimes those questions are ridiculous, and we're here to vet that, all right? But I want to hear from our reporters. You have questions about her book. I will select your answers by putting you on the main screen. Please do not protest when that happens, okay? But at any time,
Yes,
you
sir.
may raise your hands and start to call MJ Kuhn's name wildly and probably too aggressively, and I will select you. So who has the first question, please?
MJ.
Oh,
Hey, MJ.
Jeremy Hudson,
MJ
over here.
Kuhn.
What is your question?
Hi, Jeremy Hudson, Lower Brantham Gazette. Now, we see many hackers in fiction are ludicrously more powerful than computers would actually be capable of. Was it important to you that Emerson Quinn wasn't cyborg Jesus when he was at the computer?
Great question.
Yes, it was.
Great
It was
question.
actually. And here's the thing. So I am not like I have a little bit of technical background, but not a ton. And so I did have early stage beta readers from computer science backgrounds. Just like literally not it's not hard sci-fi. It's very wibbly wobbly still, but I was basically just like, hey, read this and tell me if anything is stupid. And if anything is stupid, then I'll fix it. So hopefully I edited out all the stuff that was stupid in those early drafts. And part of that was probably making sure that Emerson was not grossly overpowered.
He does have the coolest pet in the entire book. So
Very true.
He does.
He's got that
have
glass cannon
the
wizard
pet in the
energy.
entire book.
He has a kitty, which I
I
had
love
to
I
put
love
in.
I love seeing the character art that you commissioned for all the characters, and I was just like, man, Emerson's way cuter than I imagined in my head.
Bro, you better be imagining a cutie patootie.
He's cute
I mean, it's like-
as fuck.
Yeah, he's
He's a
hottie.
wholesome boy
He's
with
a
his
hottie,
little
yeah.
kitty friend.
Yeah.
All right,
Like,
this
wearing,
press
like,
conference
nice
is
stuff.
press conference is no longer questions, but we will
Miss
always
Kuhn?
allow cute talk about the animals and the pets.
Travis, I mean, you were looking very cute tonight, so
no comment. Clay
Kuhn?
Vermullen, you have a question.
Miss Kuhn, hello. I'm Jax Hander from the Core Lead. How many children should humans be allowed to have, and why is it none?
What a loaded question. Yeah. Well, I mean, if
Appropriate question for the core.
the answer has to be none, then you can live that dink life and go on hella vacays. I don't know.
Live that dink life.
Hell yeah. Stink around, man.
Right? Sometimes that's the
Whoa!
vibe.
Keep the vulgarity to a minimum, please.
I
don't
agree.
think I agreed to that.
Yeah. Let's be fucking professional, all right?
MJ, did you sufficiently answer that question, or would you like more time?
I think that's we're just advocating for the dink life on this show, I guess.
Very well. Any other
Just
questions?
a full grift.
We have a question here in the corner. Question here in the corner.
This is Dan Dink from the from the Lucre Guardian. What is your ideal Ascension party?
Ooh. That's a really good question and kind of fun. Okay, so for the viewers that haven't yet read it, so like when you ascend, like I guess my ideal ascension party, I don't really care because I'm dead. But if I'm attending one,
Wait, two-part question. First, answer your ideal, and then first answer how would you like people to be at your.
how I would like.
at
Okay,
your Ascension.
Listen, you slipped that in, but we're gonna let it. We're
Miss
gonna let it happen.
Raccoon, Miss Raccoon.
Are you
Tell
serious?
me the question.
Are you serious right now?
That's
so,
bold.
yeah, I
Unbelievable.
think my ideal ascension party would be like some sort of dive bar where we have unlimited chicken wings. And and the playlist is all Noah Khan because I want everyone miserable grieving me. I think that is how that's both my ideal and how I want to be remembered. Chicken wings and sad folk music.
Them chicken wings are going to be extra salty.
That'd be great.
Noah Khan is my favorite artist. In the corner, you have a question.
This
Dr.
is
Love.
Darius Dingler from the Reddit page of Wasteland Warriors. What were some of the biggest inspirations for the in-world game?
Ooh, man. Okay, so I'm just like I like video games. I'm a gamer in general. So Wasteland Warriors is it's kind of like a civilization building game, but also there's combat involved. So it's kind of like my ideal game, I guess, where it's like you can build a little society, but also you can go fight people. So it's like Stardew Valley and I don't know, Red Dead Redemption had a baby.
That is a great answer. I'm getting a question in from the security staff wants to know, what is your favorite game and what game do you have the highest score on?
Ooh. Okay, favorite game. I have to say Mass Effect, because I'm like just on the record saying Mass Effect is my favorite game franchise of all time.
You can't take it back.
I can't. I'm on the record too many times. I've literally been called in to guest on video game podcasts about Mass Effect.
Boom.
But I would say probably the game recently with the most hours in, which I don't know if it's the highest score, but Baldur's Gate 3. I have
Hell yeah.
an obscene number of BG3 hours.
Girl,
so.
same.
It's a great game.
So we're just saying anything. We're just saying anything at this point. Security.
We're saying literally anything right now.
Listen, the girl Sam was approved. The girl Sam was approved. He got prior approval. Prior approval. All right. Question.
Ms. Kuhn, there's been a lot of concern from the core around the language used to refer to the board in your book. I believe the term used was 9 greedy motherfuckers.
Watch the profanity once again.
I am directly quoting Ms. Kuhn. How would you respond to these dissenters who speak out against our naturally ascended citizens and their earned prestige?
I would say anyone speaking out against referencing them as greedy motherfuckers kind of sounds like they're probably a greedy motherfucker.
Ooh.
Insiders.
And
Excellent
then
answer.
MJ Kuhn was ascended.
Versus. Yeah. And like that, Noah started playing on all the speakers.
Yeah. Hey, Noah, come on the show.
Another question.
Get in here. Hey. Hi, Ken Kennedy, the Valerinth Times. Now, this story left me wanting more without needing more to understand what happened. How did you do that? And also, if you happen to have time, how dare you?
I don't know. I will say it's designed as a standalone, and I purposely left it kind of open-ended at the end so that like you can see the trajectory of where things are going, but there's a lot of questions still unanswered. However, I will also say if enough people want me to continue writing in this world, I did a lot of research and spent a lot of time building it, so I would not mind returning to it if people care.
Sequel.
I
like how security's bobbing his head along. He's like, yeah.
Security wants a sequel.
Oh, wow.
Security's in.
Pre-order MJ Kuhn's book. Any other questions?
I mean, I have one dumber question.
Another question. Dumb question can wait.
Perfect.
Yes, this is a decisively not dumb question. I'm Jim Moritz from the Earth Times, and I'm from out of city. So, do you prefer natural or synthetic flowers?
Oh, I prefer natural flowers, but you know, it's only if it's, you know, unless it's like a diamond situation where like the only natural flowers are blood flowers, then synthetics.
Good call. Good call. What is your favorite flower? Follow-up question.
I did not allow that follow-up question.
Fuck the flowers.
This is
but
bullshit.
I have a question from security. Miss Kuhn, what is your favorite flower?
I don't know. Hydrangea.
The algorithm is spoke.
I like a hydrangea. Big fluffy flower.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great.
Is that the sound a hydrangea makes?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's exactly it.
Hydrangeas, beautiful but noisy bastards.
Any other questions? We have 8 minutes more for questions. Allotted here.
I do have a dumber question.
Okay.
Maybe not though. It
I
may
love
not be
dumb
dumber.
questions.
It is certainly a question. Now, is there any reason to believe that all of New Avarita is in a simulation?
Ooh. I mean, I guess by the same logic that are we in a simulation? Could we ever know? So that's my answer.
Freaking blowing minds out here.
That is the Socratic method.
It's like Socratic
We're gonna need
adjacent.
somebody to.
Yeah.
We're gonna need somebody to weigh in on that. Yeah.
Any
Okay.
other questions?
Yeah, I got one more question. Okay. Miss Kuhn. I assume yeah. Do you ever worry about public backlash regarding your restriction of pet permits for the common people? I mean, you like natural flowers, so I assume you didn't get one. Do you ever feel a little jealous of the people who do, or do you ever worry about that backlash? Not enough pet permits out there.
Yeah. True life, if I was in a society right now where I couldn't have pet permits, I would sneak cats. And then I would just get arrested.
Sure.
There's no version of my life that doesn't have cats in it. Yeah.
Worth it.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
I'll risk a cent for my cats.
I would too. Honestly. You'll be like Cartman in that episode of South Park where he's got all the cats in his attic.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I haven't watched South Park in so long. That just threw me back in time, Clay.
Hell yeah.
We have another question.
This is Lance Lancer from the brand.
I would ask that the outside reporters.
Lance
I would
does
ask
really
the
good work.
outside reporters do not try and control the camera angles, please. Go ahead.
All right, this is Lance Lancer from the Barentham Herald. If you could live outside of New Avarita, where would you farmstead? And where would you pick weeds to help your family?
If I could farmstead, I mean, well, if I'm towing the party line, everything outside of New Avrita is wasteland, just like in the
You've already been ascended. You can say whatever you want.
propaganda video game Wasteland Warriors. Yeah, I think if I were to create a homestead in the economic and geopolitical and world climate situation in which I've developed, I think I would still end up in Michigan, because honestly, in all the projections, Michigan looking like it's gonna be pretty okay.
Yeah.
How many chickens would you have?
Ooh, okay. So my sister legitimately has 6 chickens, and that seems like a good number. And I would also have 2 goats. Thank you.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Actually, the
Miss
goats
Kuhn?
the goats are perfect. Sorry, comment. You don't have to weed if you have goats.
That's seriously,
Yeah.
you don't have to weed, and then you can get milk, and you can use the milk to make all kinds of stuff.
And
It's so
cheese and butter and all
yeah,
that fun stuff.
all of it,
Yeah.
and they're cute.
We have another question from security. What would the goats' names be?
Ooh. Okay, well now I don't have an answer for that, security. I would need to really think on that, because they deserve the perfect.
Pretty big
name.
question,
They
honestly.
deserve perfect
Huge.
names.
Security would like you to know that they're not disappointed at all, and no one is crying.
That sounds like a lie, but okay.
Are there any other questions?
I do feel like Emerson would be a ball and goat name.
Yeah.
Dude, you're not wrong.
Emerson.
And then he has a
would be
best
great
friend. He has a best friend who's a cat.
So
So-
good.
Yeah.
So
Also,
good.
is security okay?
Security, are you okay?
Security is fine.
Oh my god. Hey. Yeah, Rob Robinson of the Lower Baranthram Mech Arm Trader. Now, and this is actually a dumb question. There is a character in this book who's named after my dog. Now, I do have to wonder, is this character's name pronounced correctly? And is this
Ooh.
and am I to assume this is not on purpose? Now, my dog's name is Isla, and yeah,
I like it.
That's
you know
just,
what?
you know,
we can
we need to know.
I guess don't listen to the audiobook, and we can say that's how it's pronounced.
I don't even have access to the audiobook.
Definitely. Okay, perfect. As I definitely gave my narrator a different pronunciation note, but we don't have
Sure.
to say that.
Well, that's how you
I
avoid
love that you're
copyright
letting
right
me
there.
believe that.
I like
Yeah.
it. You know, we all get to choose our own adventures in this life journey.
Boom.
Yeah.
Also, Killswitch Protocol out on July 7th, an audiobook produced by Podium.
Yeah, flipping
Yeah.
get it, dude. What are you
Pre-order.
doing?
Pre-order it.
Pre-order that shit.
Any other questions?
I do want to make sure we don't fly right past the fact that just Adrian almost said the word Harmstead. And now I can't stop thinking about what that means.
I mean,
And
it's like a
basically
farmstead
the
for
premise
serial
of Weekend
killers.
War. Or,
It's like
Weekend
it's like a homestead, but more metal.
But you
Yeah,
kill everybody.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Just metal.
It's like
I want to write like a
The
horror
Purge.
comedy called
It's like-
Harmstead now.
Yes,
it's like the
that's what I was
Purge,
thinking.
but on a
It
farm.
sounds-
It's
Yes.
like starring
Sounds-
Simon Pegg and
Yeah.
Nick Frost called
Yeah, there you
Harmstead.
That'd
go.
be great.
Yeah, Harmstead.
Yes,
They do it.
Harmstead.
And the chickens are actually killer chickens.
See,
That's
Yes.
just how
it's
Yeah.
like in Legend of Zelda, where if you
Mhm.
hit one of them,
Dude,
come on.
No, don't ever hit a chicken.
were
in the
don't
face.
hit a chicken.
owned.
You
It's
don't
not
mean
worth it.
to, but
I mean, don't hit
No.
a chicken in general, but definitely not.
Yeah, don't do it in
Ah,
real
really
life.
do
Zelda.
mean to hit those chickens.
Mhm.
Hallway security guard
Yeah.
Jeff was born on a Harmstead.
Is he our official
Oh my God.
Harmstead commentator?
Is that like where all the trauma comes from? I grew up on a Harmstead.
Still has 1.5 arms.
Yeah, exactly.
He's doing fine.
He never shows his hands because he doesn't have them.
He does miss the goats.
He does.
Any other questions? All right, I think that's all the time we have. We have to whisk you off of here, MJ. If someone could fill the space and time, I have to be right back.
Yeah,
God, he's such a
absolutely.
pro.
Amazing.
An absolute legend. Okay, so MJ, if you were gonna set up a Harmstead in the post-apocalyptic U.S., where would you establish it? Where would be the best place to like maximize harm, but also cultivate survival and
But
community?
Michigan,
I
man.
like somewhere out.
Michigan still.
Travis, you're back. Yeah,
Yeah.
Michigan forever.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have to be somewhere in like one of the flyover states, right? Where there's just like a lot of open land and like not a lot of witnesses for the harm.
Nebraska.
Oh. Yeah,
Iowa.
Nebraska ain't
Yeah.
witnessing shit.
Yeah.
See, maybe that's
All they're
the
witnessing
spot.
are planes flying over.
And cornfields.
Yeah,
They're
I
hustling.
don't know. I feel like I feel like Deep Woods Appalachia probably has some Harmstead.
Ooh, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
They're already there.
MJ, can your next book be an Appalachian horror about Harmsteads?
Please.
I mean, I did just write an Appalachian horror.
I know you did.
so
You went
it
to
There you go.
Appalachia to write an
Oh,
Appalachian
all
horror.
right, all right.
I gotta
Sounds
write
like
a
one
sequel
more-
about Harmsteads.
Is there found family on the Harmstead?
Can find each other.
That would actually be such a fucked up horror book premise, like
Oh
a
my
found family story, but told like as they're getting murdered one by one. That would be awesome.
It's brutal.
That's would be a great
basically-
title too. Harmstead, great
Yeah.
title.
Yep.
It's so good. But it
All right.
basically be like that episode of South Park where they're making fun of Game of Thrones. Like, no, everyone really liked him.
Yep. It would be like that. I wonder who would die first, but Travis has more important questions.
I have first, I have some questions. I don't know how important they are. I hope they're important. Thank you, everybody, for tolerating. I was knocked out in the alley for a second there, and there, some guy just took over. I don't know who that was, but anyway.
That was me and Clay on mushrooms.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was a sentient merging of our consciences.
Yeah.
I thought I recognized the
It is
feeling
like
of
it
that
is
fist.
the beginning. It is the beginning of a hive mind.
Yes, we are
The
us.
feeling of a hive mind.
It was a little like the fusion dance. You know?
Yeah.
Would
All
you like
right,
us to continue interrupting you, or do you want to?
Please,
Doing
please
good.
do.
that.
I have just a couple questions because we have a big panel, so I hope these branch into pretty long conversations. But the first one is a two-parter, and I want to ask to all the panel first. And MJ, I just want you to sit there and be complimented because my first question is, which would make me uncomfortable, so I hope I'm not putting you on the spot too
Like
much.
when you're at a restaurant and they're singing "Happy Birthday." To you.
Yeah,
Very much.
that's
Sit there,
prepare.
sit there.
Strap in because this is what it's going to be like right now. The first question, two parts, is I think I'm a big lover and proponent of the fact that like stories stack on top, like stack on each other and feed off of each other, and we're kind of building this constant cultural and history of story from antiquity all the way to now. So the first part of the question is, what is something that MJ used from other stories to great effect? And the second part is, what is like a specific MJ Kuhn kind of flavor that you think she brought to the cyberpunk genre? So that's the two-parter. Is what is it that she did really well taking just from the standard cyberpunk, and what is something that she added that seems uniquely her own, or really adds her author flavor to it that you really enjoyed? And Kaden, I guess you're first. I didn't select
like,
you.
are you putting me on the spot? Like,
Actually,
right on the
Kaden's
spot.
is very original.
Kane, you know how they say no pressure?
Yeah.
Pressure.
Here's the microphone.
There
shoving it
is
into my
pressure.
hand.
Right now.
Exactly
A
pressure.
tremendous amount of it.
Mhm.
Please don't fuck
Like,
this up for us.
Because that's the thing. There are so many really cool things about this, and I love reading a vast amount of cyberpunk because you get to see how different authors do it. And a lot of the moral dilemmas that went into this was just super fun to experience. And I feel like the way that you understand that you're caring about the characters and what's going on is when they're put in uncomfortable circumstances and you're uncomfortable, or if something dangerous happens, you actually worry about them. And I just loved seeing that, in the main story, but then also in Wasteland Warriors when she was connecting to other characters through that. It was just really cool to see all these webs coming together. So they were somehow, they were a little bit familiar, but they were your own way. Like you were talking about how you created your ideal game, and it was cool to see that really come into play. This isn't just a pastime for characters, but this becomes a really significant point of the plot.
Fantastic. Who
Yes.
wants to go next?
I can go.
Adrian, all right.
All right, I'm big now. No, seriously, one of the things that I appreciated most about this book was like, there's something that dystopian fiction does really well, which is showing characters through the lens of like friends and family. But cyberpunk historically hasn't been that. It's mostly been like, here's like the lone wolf, here's the detective, here's the super fucking cool hacker or whatever kind of thing. But you did a really good job of like showing how an average person lives in this world and how they relate to their friends and family in like a uniquely kind of like cultural way within this bubble of New Avarita, which is for me like way more exciting than, oh, here's like, some lone hacker who doesn't really have any meaningful connection with anybody else, if that makes sense. So I really appreciated the way that you showed like a breadth of experiences within this world that made it feel more real, because it's like, of course, like there are some people who want to have kids. There's some people who's just like, all they want is a cat or a dog or something like that. And then there are people in relation to their coworkers and in relation to their friends and their family and that kind of thing. So for me, it felt way more real and believable, this world, even though it's cyberpunk and very dystopian and I would never want to live in it. I appreciate like the depth of character and the depth of the relationships, which is something that cyberpunk often kind of misses out on. And it's like, even if there's a found family element, it's like, oh, here are, I don't know, I'm just thinking of like sort of typical, like Neuromancer or something like that. It's just like, here is hacker, here is hot chick with samurai sword or like katana or something like that, you know what I mean? But there's not really like a ton of depth there other than like, okay, we have like a sort of unified goal, but there's not like actually any real relationship there, right?
Yeah. Jeremy, you seem like you
gave
thoughts.
cyberpunk more humanity, MJ.
I mean, I do always have thoughts. I mean, my first initial thought is like, hey, there's, even when it's not said, there's always some relationship between a hacker and a hot chick with a katana, there's something there. It's
what,
magic.
Jeremy? Just like, hey, I want you to hack me. Like,
yeah, man.
It's in the word hack, It
is there.
Right
It's
there.
It is there. Yeah,
exactly. It's a hack. Now, I mean, if we're getting back to this, like, I think this, like, I mean, Travis asked the question in two parts, and it's really only one part if you think about it, because like we get with this book the cyberpunk giver with heists, which I don't think anybody else is going to even try to give us, and it's so wonderful, and I love it, and I love that I have an issue with a lot of dystopias that are presented to me, like your Hunger Games or your Divergence, like anything that's shit, where like the dystopia is so bad, like, okay, why is anyone actually living here? But with New Avarita, like, it's pretty clear that, like, sure, there are a lot of things that are like really bad, but only ever like one of them happens to most of the people. And like it makes sense that people would actually kind of live with it and put up with it and stuff, to the point where only a few people would ever get disillusioned enough to the point where they want to take the whole system down and try to like collapse the infrastructure of the government they've grown up under. And it's I loved it.
Clay?
No, I totally agree with that, Jeremy, and just kind of piggybacking off that idea. I think you do a really good job of humanizing sort of both sides of the story. And humanizing doesn't always mean like making heroic, right? Sometimes it just means making them more human. And I think you do a good job of doing that. Like I'm not going to spoil what it is, but I love Reyna's final decision. You know, like that was a really cool twist that I didn't necessarily expect. In terms of like a work it reminds me of like the Mongoliad. I don't know if you've read that, but that's with Greg Bear and a bunch of other authors, Cooper Moon. Have you guys heard it, Adrian, Kaden? I don't know if you guys have read it. No, it's really, really good. No. The Mongoliad. You should check it out. Mm-hmm. Neil Stevenson is a writer on it. Greg Bear. But anyway.
Okay. Powerhouse group, yeah.
Oh yeah, the group is crazy. Mark Teppo is in there too. But he does a really good job in that book of showing his POV switch sides, and so you get kind of the full story on each side of the party line. And I think you did a really good job of doing that, but from like 3 different angles, 3 different levels of society. And like Jeremy said, it made it relatable, that you could see yourself. If a system benefits you, you're not really prone to change the system, even if you see fundamental flaws in it. I think people have a lot of programming that makes them go, it won't happen to me, you know? And we think we are okay until we're suddenly not. And we tend to not fight until we're not. And I don't mean nobody does anything to fight back. Like there's small and important ways you can fight back every single day. And I know a lot of people who do that. So I'm not, turning that down or putting that down. I consider myself someone who does that, but there's a big difference between that and like Jeremy's saying, somebody who's like, we need to blow this fucking thing up. I don't care how many people have to die, but like by the time you get to there,
an arm if I have to.
Yeah, I will grow up on a Harmstead if I have to.
Yeah, this is bullshit. I'm gonna go start my Harmstead. Always wanted to.
Can I just interrupt real quick? I love. Okay,
yeah,
so
please.
You mentioned the Mongoliad. And I looked it up, and the group that Neil Stevenson created for this essentially they call it like a collaborative transmedia thing is called the Subutai Corporation, which I love that they called their group like a corporation. I feel like that is like
that's so cool
for this for this conversation.
It's very meta. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very meta.
That sounds like a cyberpunk corporation, the Subutai.
Also, hey, writers out there, super groups don't only exist in music.
Yeah,
you can do it.
You could be the Avengers.
And your very own author super group.
You could be the Highwayman. Clay, did you have any more?
No, I think I rambled quite enough there. Yeah, that's
MJ,
that's something I think you did well.
Can I just I want to like tell you how much I appreciate that Reyna is like a painter. I'm just like, yeah, girl, have your hobbies.
I love that.
Yeah.
You got to. Everyone's got
she works for a corporation. She can also have artistic hobbies.
Right?
Yeah.
Everyone. Gotta make them all shit going
Well
on.
rounded. Yeah.
I want to turn the question to you, MJ. Thank you for listening and just being complimented at. But question to you in a different form would be sort of like, what are your inspirations? Sort of your movie closet pick thing, like 5, 3, however many. What are some of your inspirations as a writer? And then what do you see as the thing that I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. What is the thing that you bring to the books every time and that you don't see yourself ever kind of abandoning, like your personal stamp you put on them?
Yeah, I love that. I think so for this book in particular, I mean, I've said The Giver already as an inspiration. Altered Carbon was a big inspiration. Just Cyberpunk 2077, all the classic cyberpunky stuff, for sure. But in general, I find myself drawn. I like to read really broadly, and it's always a hard question for me to answer because, like, I think there's obviously like there's things that I'm taking from fantasy that I read that is put in here because this is, it's science fiction. It is set in America, but it feels very second world. There was a lot of like world building and having to name everything, which we know I hate. You saw me struggle with the goat name question. So yeah, I think there's elements of a lot of different, even like I love a good heist. So there's elements, I'm sure, of the heist stories that I've read in this as well. For stuff that I'm bringing the things I try to bring to the table. I enjoy writing dialogue, and I think that hopefully authentic and sometimes humorous dialogue used to like lighten the tone of a dark story or really flesh out character relationships, especially since a lot of my characters tend to be very guarded or not super emotionally open, and I really like to play with using dialogue to tease out some of those things that I don't want to just like put on the page in prose format or in the terms of an internal monologue. So I think that we have a cat. my own pet permit cat.
Yes.
But yeah, so I hope that and then like just having a little dash of humor in pretty dark circumstances, I think is also probably something I don't ever see myself moving away from as a writer. So
yeah, I gotta throw my own in there as a question asker, and then ask the next question. But I think one thing I really appreciate, and everyone's already spoken to it, of like your characters feel really fleshed out and real and personal. And I think that gets me past something I've struggled with in the past of the 2 cyberpunk novels I've read. I can't remember the name of Neon Ghost by Daniel B. Green, and then I read Neuromancer. And one thing I struggled with Neuromancer is I loved the ideas that he was tackling, but to get past the pizza thing and like all the goofiness was really hard because I'm
Snow Crash. That's Snow Crash.
Snow Crash.
Yeah,
Snow Crash.
It's a bizarre book.
Yeah,
that
was
Snow Crash.
maybe
Like halfway through, I started to be like, okay, I'm on board now because I see what he's doing with like the philosophy. But oh my word, for like 100 pages of that book, I was like, I can't hear the name hero protagonist anymore. So I think I loved that you kind of like, you didn't do that. You kind of circumvented something that I thought was this hard entry for me with cyberpunk, of like, especially the relationship with the husband right away. I was like, oh, that guy's gonna die. And that's gonna be fantastic. That's gonna hurt me, and it's gonna be great. But then you get to the ideas through that. And on that, my next question for everybody is, if you could pick one, so it's going to be hard. We're not going to throw you on the spot first, Kaden. We'll let you go. We'll let you go like third this time. If you could pick one, I think cyberpunk, sci-fi, fantasy, genre fiction in general is a really great playground for these philosophical ideas to like take them to the umpteenth level and play with them and see where we don't want to go as people. What is one idea that MJ introduced in this book that really struck you and felt super important to you to explore in a sci-fi world? Let's put Adrian on the spot first this time.
Damn you, man! I'm still thinking.
I can also give you guys time. You want time? It's a hard question.
Can I just make a quick comment about like what you were talking about though?
Yeah,
I think like if anyone's new to cyberpunk, MJ's is kind of like a soft entry into the genre. I think it's
Good
a
little
very
gateway drug.
Yeah, because like Snow Crash,
It's a little jarring.
because Snow Crash is like, I think that's like taking all the tropes and stereotypes about cyberpunk and taking it to the upteenth
Nth
degree.
degree.
But
that was my first cyberpunk.
Experience.
Yeah, like, can you imagine
Right in the deep
my
end.
first cyberpunk was like Ghost in the Shell, which was an anime, and I felt like introducing myself to that visually was much better. And then when I got older, then I was like, okay, maybe I'll tackle Neuromancer. Was not ready for it yet.
Yeah.
Then I tried to,
You know,
but
like Speed Racer a cyberpunk. So
yeah, Speed Racer is 100%.
Yeah,
Or like
I was gonna say,
Tron is like a good
I
cyberpunk
wasn't-
as well. So there's like
I
a bunch
wasn't
of different
thinking of movies, so definitely the Blade Runner movies were my
Oh
first.
yeah,
cyberpunk.
like they definitely give off those vibes too. I feel like that's Blade
Snow
Runner
Crash
2049. Yeah.
is not a good first
Snow
cyberpunk
Crash.
book.
Well, like
So
you
go
said,
get-
like I
go
feel like
get- go
most
get
people
Killswitch
recommend
Protocol.
Snow Crash and Neuromancer,
And those
like,
are the
we've
two
already
most
addressed. Yeah, we've addressed Snow Crash, and Neuromancer is very like classic cyberpunk, but it is a dense book.
It's dense.
And it's like it's like, you know, he's trying to imagine the internet pre-internet, and it's just like
Bit of a brain melter. I will concur.
Yeah. All right.
See, what
I love that. Thank you for the word for the endorsement there, Adrian, because I think you're right. This is definitely like a read this and then work your way up. Work your way
And then explore further.
This is
It's
like
even up. It's not even up because MJ writes
this
really.
is
really
like
well.
training wheels on your mech legs. You know what I mean?
Totally, right? Well, I've said that for Among Thieves and Thick as Thieves too. That it's I've heard from people that it was like their first fantasy book that they read, and I'm like, good, like I love it. If I can write Gateway, bring more people into the nerd fold, hell yeah, let's do it.
Exactly.
You're creating a
We're
lot
nerds,
of
everyone.
rogues in D&D. Creating
You
a
are.
lot of rogue builds.
Oh yeah,
100%.
easily.
100%. So, Adrian, have you had time?
No, I was like, I was
Because
talking
you
about
were
that stuff,
talking.
and I didn't.
You were talking. It's all right. I'm going to
Go if you want.
put you on the spot anyway. Oh, Caden's ready.
Yeah,
Caden's ready.
Caden.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Caden, what is the philosophical idea that you really thought you hooked to in this book?
I do like the idea of like if we were to go back to Wasteland Warriors, using that as kind of an online networking thing, because you look at how much video games are a huge part of society is today, and to like take it that much further and have it be, you know, kind of a background underground network where people can do it and like work with each other. Because you look at like fantasy books, and it'll be like, oh, we have like secret codes or like hidden ways that we pass letters and stuff like that. But it's like, if you want to kind of get out of the eyes of the public and not just doing like, you know, normal calls, texts, whatever, having a video game world to kind of route someone's mind somewhere is pretty effective.
I mean, it's almost like the dark web of this like particular world, which is really cool. Like,
see, one thing
the fact that people can communicate with each other in almost like sort of like a rebellious kind of way through a video game is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Jeremy?
With the Wasteland Warriors thing, like I love that Wasteland Warriors was both like this meeting space where people could secretly plan the revolution while also being like this vehicle for propaganda from the state, just posing all of the outside world as just this lawless radioactive wasteland. And it all just kind of feeds into the overarching thing of like, yeah, New Alpharetta is a perfectly okay place to actually live. And it helps people sort of grapple with the question of like, okay, what do you do when something integral to the society does need to go down? Like it needs to fall, but you don't want to bring down the whole thing because that would just be bad but different. It's so good.
Yeah.
Clay or Adrian? Who's first?
I mean, I'm thinking of like for me, it's kind of the corporate side of things is so relevant to what's going on today, but also the way that you kind of like tie it into like the pharmaceutical industry in like a different sort of like corporate lens. Because there's tech industry and all of that kind of stuff. But like, I mean, I don't live in the States, but it like I feel from a like continent away the pressure that like the American medical industry and pharmaceutical industry puts on everyday people. And so it's like when you put it into this like literal bubble of a city and you're talking about pharmaceuticals and corporations and the ways in which they can control people, I'm like, oh my God, like it just like stressed me the fuck out. But also I think it's really important for people to think about those kinds of things, because it's like, yeah, this is the health of your individual body, but also like the people that you love and the people that you care about. And the fact that you know, go to a doctor and go to this professional and maybe they're treating your symptoms as opposed to treating like the root cause kind of thing. Yeah. How does that play into the pharmaceutical industry? How does that play into capitalist practices? These are the kinds of things that it's like really interest me, but still stress me out. Doesn't take away from the fact that they interest me, but I love that you were able to kind of talk about those things through the lens of cyberpunk, which is like exactly what this genre does so well, you know, and also like, you know, euthanasia and like conversations around that around the world in different countries and how they handle those kinds of legal gray areas, right? And essentially like this whole book is kind of about forced euthanasia. Yeah. But those kinds of conversations like need to happen, and I love that fiction and a genre like cyberpunk does such a good job of like plopping those ideas into your head and hopefully like getting you to think about them a little bit more and how it affects your everyday life. So it's like, yeah, there's a lot of shit about tech industry right now, but I also think it's really important to talk about the healthcare industry and pharmaceutical industries and those kinds of things.
Clay?
Bro, you muted.
You're muted.
You muted right now.
He wants to maintain an air of mystery, okay?
He does.
No,
Right.
he's like
Curious
secretly like security Travis is.
Yeah. Everything I just said is behind the paywall.
Yeah,
Please.
I was security. Travis was censoring.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No.
I guess just piggybacking, because I agree with everything that's been said so far, is well represented in this book. And I think the final thing I could add to that is how well you show the interwoven nature of all those ethical and moral dilemmas with society. And once you reach a certain level of progress, as the board would call it, you can't really do that without a certain, like, if you're going to have that much control over a population, there's a certain level where you reach a threshold that there's too much centralized control to really give too much ground on a major thing like technology or healthcare. And that makes it so stagnant in terms of like making things better, and then everything veers in a profit-making kind of direction. And I think you've shown how those things are all woven together. We have this council with literal godlike powers. Whatever means that might have been created for, that power has now been granted to the people who want to control society and everybody under them at every single level possible, and also keep them buying into the system as if it is benefiting them and like believing in it on like a cult level. And you do it in a way that is like snarky and fun and like fast paced and energetic. Like I feel like I'm having fun, not miserable while I'm like wandering through this city, but like you're still making me think about things that if I think about them too long, I do get miserable. So that's pretty awesome. And the interconnectedness of like a capitalistic technocracy that sort of has us all addicted to our technology and completely dependent on it isn't that far away. And like this does a really good job of sort of introducing the thought process around why that might not be the best idea or the best direction.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, MJ, you are a very entertaining storyteller. So
Yes, 100%.
I hope
I-
you continue that, even if it's dark.
I will. I will definitely pivot it to you, MJ. But I want to give my thoughts on like you hit the nail on the head with. I'm just gonna play my hand fully here, and I hope there's no utilitarians out there that are like, well, I'm unsubscribing. I find utilitarianism like the most abhorrent philosophy ever put to pages. It's maybe not ever, but that's pretty close to my opinion. The idea of like we're all just statistics and you're only worth as much as you can like input into society. I love that you put that in this like elevated fiction form, because I remember first reading that type of stuff in my like philosophy minor and being like, how did anybody ever read this and be like, that's how I want to live my life?
Sign me up.
Communism for the win.
I remember the trolley problem being like, well, what if it's your grandma? Well, she doesn't contribute. I'm like, that's still your fucking grandma. Like, shut up. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so I loved that you put that kind of like spotlight on the final end of what I think a lot of utilitarian philosophy would lead to is like, yeah, give us an algorithm and it's going to show us who's the most productive, and those people live and the other people die.
Right.
They might not want to admit it, but I think that's where their philosophy kind of goes. But to turn the question to you, I'd say, what is a philosophy quandary that you had writing this that you would like to flesh out more in the future, that you don't think you got to gnaw on enough?
Ooh, there's like a whole bunch of them. I mean, there's one there. I think there's endless meat on the particular bone, which is the idea of like convenience or safety versus control in a society, and finding the balance. So like when I've had one of the other chats I did promoting this book, I had talked about what the why would people get this chip installed, like what even does it do? Well, when you have the chip that they all get installed, I mean, first of all, it's not optional, but you walk up to your door of your home, you don't need keys. You don't have to unlock the door. You don't have to worry about locking it behind you. It just unlocks for you because it knows it's you, because the chip is there. Very convenient, right? If you have a medical emergency, say you have a heart attack and you're home alone, or you're choking and you're eating lunch and you're home alone, that's okay. The chip identifies that something bad has happened and calls emergency services, and they will be there in just a moment, right? Like there are a lot of things that seem really good about having this level of integrated technology into our everyday life. But it's really, you only have to scratch a little bit to see the darkness behind that, beneath that surface, right? Like, okay, yeah, the medical services can find you. That means so can whoever else has that tracking data, like, do I want? And we see this, I guess I did kind of get to explore that particular one fully in the text, because we see a point where there is a medical situation where they don't want, they don't want assistance. And oops. But yeah, I think there's endless meat on that particular bone of trying to find, okay, where is the balance of control and safety and convenience, and just trying to fit all of this in a large society where we're trying to balance having hundreds of thousands of people existing in the same space, whether that's physical or digital or both. So yeah, I mean, even in the United States, which has like over 330 million people, that exact dilemma is going on right now. 100%. Yeah. It's just like, oh, hey, we're just gonna like start installing, CCTV everywhere, and we can all
it's
track
for
you on your
pets,
phone.
Adrian. It's for pets.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Also, the surveillance and cameras and recording devices in cars are also for pets. They just want to like develop a very fully fleshed soundtrack.
If you lose
of
your
animals
cat,
now.
you will find them.
You will find your cat.
Find
It'll be
your
like
cat.
it'll be like the collar on the cat in Men in Black, but just like a tech corporation instead of aliens.
Exactly. Listen, the convenience problem is a really good question, because as a man who switched to a flip phone and frequently flies, I have almost gone back
much
several
respect.
times.
Yes.
I have almost gone back several flights because I'm just like, you hate me.
That is, I have honestly thought about that a number of times though. Like, because even when, what was I doing recently where it was
No
a
idea.
task that had nothing to do with having a phone.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, and just, I was, whatever, picking something up at a store. I had a mobile order. Like I'd ordered it online
Yeah.
at home and I went to pick it up and they're like, oh, okay, now you just have to confirm in your app
Yep.
before they would give
Yeah.
me the stuff. And I was like, what if
Yeah.
I had a flip phone and I had ordered on my computer at home, right? And gone to pick it up. Like what? I assume there's probably a workaround, but like how assumed it is that you will just have this technology.
It's like, girl, I have a Motorola Razr. What do you want from me?
Yeah, like what am I?
100%.
I like even back in like 2009, 2010, I was working in restaurants, and it was even starting then because I didn't have a smartphone back in that day. Like, I didn't have the money for that. But they kept telling me like, oh, we'll go just pick up your shift on go on hot schedules. Was one of us.
Oh my God, hot
Nope.
schedules.
Yeah.
No.
I was gonna say, oh my fellow
No,
Okay.
the trauma.
yeah,
the
just go
trauma,
on hot
MJ.
schedules and just pick up that shift for me real quick, and I'd be like,
Sure.
how?
I can't
Hold
do
up my
that.
little LG.
I don't know
flip
what that
phone.
is or what
Like,
you're doing right now.
Yeah,
but,
okay.
I tell you, I feel a certain way when I raise my hand at restaurants and I'm like, do you have a physical menu? I can't
Don't
do
give
the
me a QR
that.
code anymore.
that's what you get for living in the past.
Yeah. You
100%.
caveman.
I am.
Oh my God.
I'm a barbarian.
Yeah. I grew up on a farmstead. What do you expect? You expect me to
Just
have
like
a
that.
smartphone?
Just like that poor security guard. All right, I have one more question for everybody, and I'm gonna reverse because I think our more pretentious questions came first, so we're gonna reverse the order in this episode, and we're gonna do the simple one for the last one, and that is I just want to know who everyone's favorite character is and why.
Boom.
Not MJ. I have a different question for you, MJ.
Okay.
I mean, obviously Emerson. Emerson is my favorite character. And I love what you did with Emerson's character. Big sucker for that as well. When the person I love the most goes through that sort of a character arc, we'll say. But I love Emerson's character for having he's got that fun, sarcastic, quirky energy, sort of like an outsider everywhere he goes. I'm kind of a sucker for that character that's caught between worlds. And Emerson is like a vital part of the partnership that ironically wields most of the power, but sort of has none of the power. So he's in a really precarious situation with Torin. And I really enjoyed that dynamic. It was always fun when Emerson was on the page. It's just one of those characters, I think. If Emerson is in the conversation, I found it really engaging, and yeah, so that's why he's my favorite character.
All right, Jeremy, you're making the sounds like you have an answer.
Hey, I've always got an answer. I've got one in the barrel. I think, as far as characters that I think like, ooh, this is great that this one's here. Obviously, Emerson. If it's like, if we're going like the way of like, ooh, I am super interested to see what's happening and what happens next. It's whenever Torin's on the page,
Sure.
It's like, I don't know how this scene is going to end and who's going to be alive when I get to the end of the chapter with this guy.
Less people.
Yeah. Less, like, at most, same number of people. No more people are going to be added with him included in the scene.
New guy just shows up and he's gone immediately.
Yeah.
New guy shows up. Either he's gone or somebody else is. That's how it goes.
Trade him in.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like Liv in the sense that like she goes through the most dramatic character arc in my opinion, and it was like she was essentially the vehicle for everything in this book to happen, and that's the kind of like character that I gravitate towards in terms of like she was a combination of someone who was active but like she became active through extremely stubborn passiveness. It was like, girl, you needed to be fucking broken before you realized like what's actually going on. So I appreciated her for that. You know, she went through a really dramatic character arc, but one that was very understandable and easy to empathize with. But then she was also the catalyst for so much other stuff to happen. Even if she didn't purposefully mean for something to happen, she was still the catalyst, which I really appreciated. And she kind of like bridged the gap between every character in a way, where it was like, I like how she interacted with Cigna. I like how she interacted with Emerson and all these different characters. Torin, even though her interaction with Reyna was much more minimal, it was still like things that were happening to Liv affected Reyna. So she was like that central character that made everyone else possible, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I think it was really cool to see things through Reyna's eyes at certain points where we get to see kind of like, you know, the corporate idea, because like we do get to see Liv's growth throughout it and how she learns more, but it's interesting to kind of start on the side, you know, isn't the most benevolent, and to look there and kind of go through that. It's such an interesting route to watch.
And it's so interesting too with like when you see Reyna's perspective to see like oh, the bad guys aren't omniscient, but they are really smart. They're not too many steps behind the protagonists when shit's going down, and they can put things together and actually really make things happen. It's crazy.
Yeah, Reyna's arc is interesting too, because in terms of like actual moral movement, I don't think she actually changes that much. She mostly just responds to like threats. In terms of her arc, when she does sort of dip, it's more just her reaction to the way that things are going politically in her story. But she doesn't change, I don't think, much as a character, but where her arc still develops for the reader is interesting, because it kind of reveals that there's a lot more to her than her archetype would make us believe. You know, like we see the levels to which she's willing to compromise and flex and find workarounds for tribulation all throughout her story. And at the end, she makes a big decision that affects the entire world. But she's willing to make that. And you kind of sneak into that she like, you know, she's still experimenting. She's always trying to progress. And I thought that was really, really awesome. Yeah. Like you stuck with that, even though you kind of put us through a cool roller coaster of her character, where we liked her, we didn't like her, we thought she was evil, we realized she wasn't.
Also the corporate shenanigans where she's like, yo, fuck these other board members.
Absolutely.
Don't need
corporate sabotage.
Yeah. All right. My final question for the night is to you, MJ, and that is, and I forget the term, someone help me, is there an author implant in any of the characters?
Like
are you insert author insert, self-insert into any of the characters, and are you willing to divulge who it is? Yeah.
Copy implant.
There's not. Although there's not and there is, because I always say every single character I have ever written, and Killswitch Protocol is no exception, has some piece of me, and I just say I like to take my own failings and personality flaws and just hand them out like party favors. So you know, some of them get, you know, this like Liv and her kind of that deer in a headlights, like that is a way I fear I might react if actually put into a situation where I would need to take action, right? So I think that's like part of the fun for me of writing fiction, is getting to explore different situations that I'm not and hopefully will never be in, and see them through different lenses that could be versions of me in the multiverse and how I might do things.
Great answer.
Oh, yes.
Well, that's what I got for the panel, folks. So, Clay, I'm handing the mic back to you. And if anyone wants to see security Travis again. Tune into our next book launch episode, and he'll be back.
He lives exclusively there. Yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for coming out to celebrate Killswitch Protocol from MJ Kuhn. Do go out and order it. It's on audiobook as well, so you can get it wherever you like to consume your literary fiction. It's a lot of fun. Please do go get it. Again, she already bought the house. Okay, Adrian and Kaden.
I feel like that's like the main pitch for the show.
Come on,
MJ, you should really lean into that.
I love it.
Like,
What was say
promo.
for on SFF Addicts? We're always like, help me feed my cats. Now it
No,
goes,
it's
I already bought the house.
either the
Already
Thorn,
bought
the
it,
Thorn and Evie
guys.
Food Fund, which is her cat, or help MJ quit her day job is the other.
Yeah.
That's the other one.
So-
Yep.
Yep.
Excellent.
Help MJ quit her day job. Pre-order and help her quit her day job.
Right.
She
Do it
already bought the house
yesterday.
with day job money, so then let her become a full-time.
Got the house money. Kaden
Got the
and
house.
Adrian, thank you so much for joining us on Fermented
course, thank
Fiction.
you for
It's a
having me.
delight to have you guys. Before we let y'all go, Kaden and Adrian, in that order, I guess, can you go ahead and tell us one more time who you are, where we can find you, and what you got coming out?
Yes, I am Kaden Love, the author of Toothsucker, a cyberpunk novel about tooth-eating vampires. And book 3 is coming out later this year. And you can find me where I talk about this and other books, mostly on Instagram at Kaden Love Author _. If you don't type in the underscore, it's fine. Just look up Kaden Love Author and you'll find it.
Yes.
The underscore is silent.
Wonderful.
Yes.
The underscore
there
is
you go.
implied.
Yeah, it's just a silent underscore. It's fine.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you, Kaden. Adrian?
Yeah, you can find me all across social media at Adrian M. Gibson. My website is adrianmgibson.com. You can go over there and, shoot me an email, check out my design portfolio, check out my books. All that stuff is there. Sign up for my newsletter. You can also find me every Tuesday talking with authors with MJ and our other host, Greta Kelly, on SFF Addicts podcast. And you can find that basically anywhere fine podcasts are found. Here on YouTube as well, on the Fanfidic YouTube channel. You can catch the episodes in full video, and then you can go get my books. If you want a fungal punk noir murder mystery set in a secondary world with mushroom people, then go check out Mushroom Blues. And then my new book, which just came out, A Murder Most Fungal, set in the same universe, but it is a crime thriller from the perspective of a fungal chef who's been blackmailed into murder by gangsters. So that's me.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming, Adrian. Thank you, Kaden. Thank you, MJ, for choosing us to party about your book with you. Everybody, thank you
congrats,
for coming to
congrats,
Fermented
MJ.
Fiction. Congrats. Congrats.
Yeah. Thank you
Congrats,
guys.
MJ.
Thank you so much. Thanks everybody. And everyone, look for Caden's cover reveal tomorrow
Yes.
for book 3.
On the gram.
Yes.
Yeah, lightly.
It's gonna blow your flipping mind, dude.
And
It really is a fucking
check out
awesome
Murder Most
cover.
Fungal. So yeah, there we go.
Ah.
Do it.
Boom. Go do it. Okay, like,
Do
comment,
it.
subscribe, and all that other shit. Thank you for coming, Adrian, Kaden, Travis, Jeremy, and most importantly, MJ. See you guys next time. Goodbye.
Laters.